Hey, Strategy Guide fans, this is probably like my 5th take today to try to get this video recorded because the kids keep coming in. So I'm going to go on ahead and apologize for how fast I'm talking because the kids are home from school for the summer and it's been an absolute nightmare to try to get anything done, much less a video. But I have finally gone through Hyrule Warriors Legends. Man, say that 3 times fast. And man, like, what a rush. Like, this game, for starters, was so much better than Hyrule Warriors, and I loved Hyrule Warriors. So I was wondering what they're gonna do with this guide, because a lot of it is gonna be the same, but there's so much added as well. Like, there's upcoming DLC, there's additional characters, there's the whole amiibo thing, which is actually pretty lame. There's the companion fairies that you can create, but cultivate, and whole new maps for the adventure mode. So this was almost like starting from scratch, and this was hands down probably the most efficient way to do anything, because one thing I really loved about this is that and even the game does a better thing with this, but it actually says in the very beginning, the container heart, the piece of the heart, the gold skulltula, which that's always the same, and then there's the hard gold skulltula, which when I saw what you had to do to get those, I was like, yeah, that's not happening. I didn't even try, because I was having enough problems on normal, much less trying to do the stuff on hard, and a lot of this is like within a certain amount of time, and I can't imagine, like, I think one of the hard modes skulltulas was don't let any keeps fall. Like, okay. I had trouble doing that with normal. I can't, I mean, sometimes I could with normal, but not all the time, and I can't imagine trying to do that on hard. But point is, so the way the game had it, the game this time actually had it so that it would tell you, hey, this is whose piece of the heart it is, and this is whose full heart container, and you could find the chest, whereas before, like, the chest would never even appear. Now sometimes you can't get them until you get to free mode. But the cool thing is that I really enjoyed looking at this, because I would plan how I was going to attack keeps and what areas and which character by looking at this first. So, well, the Ganondorf one's not so good because that's the only character that you have. And same thing with the Linkle ones. But like for this one, so you got the full heart container of Zelda and the piece of the heart with Lana. And these are all the playable characters, but they don't all become playable all at once. So you see you got Zelda and Lana there. So, but they're not all playable at once. So you have that, so you know that you got to get them in these areas. So I would plan immediately as soon as I would get one that's playable, I would keep them in that area and then switch to another character. So that whenever I could get to that part, I was able to quickly switch them in and out and get the heart container. And the same thing like with the gold skulltulas, with it telling you where it is. Not only that, and here comes one of the kids now, but with the gold skulltulas, it would tell you, like later on where is it? That's the hard. So it would tell you exactly where it was, because sometimes the little buggers aren't that obvious. They're hidden under rocks. Mommy! They're climbing. Hold on. They're hidden behind vines and things like this, and this would tell you exactly how to find it. So there were a lot of the game. I was like, seriously, how great could this guide be? And I played about maybe about half of the game without it. And I can tell you, for those that I played without it, I got less than half of the collectibles, meaning less than half of the pieces of heart containers, and gold skulltulas. When I went back with free mode for those levels and played it with this efficient plan all laid out, got it 100% of the time. Because even in those areas that the gold skulltula will open, but it's an area you may not be able to get to yet, the guide will tell you, hey, watch your count, because the gold skulltula always opens at 1,000 KOs. It'll tell you to watch your KO count, because this area won't open until much later. So just don't go through and kill things, only destroy the keeps that you need to. So the plan was always there, so you can get it done in 1 or maybe 2 tries, depending on if you need characters from free mode. So that was hands down like fantastic. So I would imagine the tips that we gives for hard mode are just as great. Like I said, I didn't try hard mode because that was not happening. But you know, the bulk of the guide is for adventure mode, and I have to admit, adventure mode bored me to tears. Because, and I guess I can see adventure mode being one of those things that you would play, just pick up and play like a level. So what adventure mode does is it has like this over map of the classic Legend of Zelda, and you have to play certain cards, like item cards and stuff like that, to be able to search for areas. And there's no hint for where a treasure secret might be. So you have to either remember from your knowledge from back in the day of where these secrets were, or look, or you know, of course, or use the guide, because it'll tell you so that you don't waste your candle cards. I probably wasted about 3 candle cards before I was like, I have a stupid guide. Why am I not using the guide? Like, oh, that's the bush I'm supposed to burn. Because without doing that before you get into the level, you won't be able to get the treasure chest secret. Like I said, this is an absolute beating. I did not enjoy adventure mode at all. But if you do enjoy adventure mode, it's got the maps, it's got the layouts, it tells you exactly where you need to burn for your secrets. You see that right there? Yeah, right there. And, well, for your location to inspect, like, because you pick up item cards like power bracelets and candles and ladders and things like that. And you have to select a certain area to send them across and go find certain things. Like as it shows right here, it suggests before you do this, you have these item cards. It's a lot of item cards to hold, so you're going to be replaying levels a lot to get those cards. So yeah, and so it has this map, and it has a couple of other maps, the Master Quest map, and it has the Twilight map, and the Wind Waker map. Or sorry, the Termina map. I think that's the Wind Waker map. Pretty sure. Mommy. It does. Was this is the term? I thought I had the Wind Waker map. Because the Wind Waker map is part of the DLC. I need to go look at the e-guide and see how the DLC is going to run. But yeah, it does have all those maps. Now, it doesn't tell you how to unlock the maps, which was kind of disappointing. You get it, I mean, I had to go look it up online, and it's pretty much what
Mommy!
What?
Water bucket!
No, we're not going to go see Water Bucket. It was pretty much what you would expect to happen. You complete a map, and then another map unlocks. Of course, there's so many unlockables in every map, but at least, like, let's see if you get this correct. At least it's like all listed out for you. But I mean, man, that's a lot in there, and then that's on top of, you know, how, of course, and then it gives you this whole thing on the companion fairies. You know, how to take care of all these fairies, which you get in adventure mode. And, like, I mean, so much information. And how to take care of them, how to give them food. It's almost like you got Tamagotchi in there at the same time, but not as crazy. So, and then, of course, like, you know, with each character has a list of all the badges on how to level them up, which is all from materials. But at least this way it'll tell you, like, how, you know, what materials that you need to get for each ability, because the attack badges are fairly easy to get. It's the defense and the assist badges, because there's so many silver and gold of those badges. That's hard to get. Oh, and it also lists on how to get every single character's costumes, like where to find them, if that's something that, you know, appeals to you. The costumes don't really do very much. They're just, you know, cosmetic things. All right, so, and sorry again. I know I am talking very, very fast. So the amiibos, like I said, are kind of useless. It does actually have the amiibos in here. As in, it tells you what they can do, which is, you won't believe this, it gives you some rupees. You put on your Hyrule Warriors Legends amiibos, which is like, you know, any Legend of Zelda related amiibo. So like your Toon Link, your Zelda, your Sheik, your Link, your Ganondorf. And you put it on your new 3DS, and it'll look up it'll get the amiibo. So there you go. That's exciting. It also lists all the medals, because all the medals are hidden. I can't get into the medals as much because they're not achievements and trophies. I know that's snobby. I just can't. And then in the back we got the extras. So we got Goddess's Descent, which is the whole world of Hyrule Warriors, and this is not the world of each Zelda, which I was kind of hoping, because there's some characters, because I haven't played every single Zelda game. But this kind of describes like how they're bringing all these worlds together, which was still pretty fascinating. And, you know, it explains like how this Link, that he's not the hero of time. Like they actually do explain about the hero of time, the hero of winds, all that to kind of keep that in. And oh my god, my kid has scissors. Zach, hey, no. What? So then we got the explanation of the invasion of the Black Witch, who's one of the main villains in this. Linkle's story. I still hate that name. The Wind Waker edition, which was super cute. Then this is kind of cool to actually show like from the different eras, all the different characters from so far. I mean, when they get more DLC out, I'm sure the e-guide will update that. And then back here, you know, they actually go into like all the different weapons that you can get for them, and just the different art, the evolution of the characters. If you want to know how to get those weapons, it's in the beginning with the character information. So let's see what else was back in here. But it does tell you in this part, you know, like this one, Zant was the usurper king of the Twilight realm from Twilight Princess, and it kind of gives a little more background there. So if you're curious where these came from, it is in here. So it's not in the first part, but it's in the Makers of History section. It actually shows their 8-bit selves, which is kind of cute as well. So like this one, Volga says on here, he's from Ocarina of Time. Wizrow has been around. You recognize that guy, right? He's been around forever. Anyway. There's all that info. I love how they call him Toon Link. It's just, I mean, right here alone is kind of reason to get the collector's edition. Or just any of these guides, because they're just so beautiful. So now we got to the Creatures of Darkness. Explains all of those and where they came from, which is pretty cool. Here we got some companion art from all the different maps and fields. I mean, it's all pretty darn stellar. Like this is just going to be a nice little, and then of course then we got something from the designers back there. It's just kind of a nice little addition to just a very well-rounded and very helpful guide. Like I said, my only complaint about it was that it doesn't tell you how to unlock the various maps, because only 2 maps are unlocked at the start. One was the Wind Waker, which came with DLC, so I can't really say this at the start, because I did get the season pass, because I do have a problem. What is he cutting? Okay. I'll take the scissors from him in a minute, but I wish it would tell you a little bit more without me looking up, well, I see you have this tournament map, how do you get that? But I mean, other than that, like, this is a stellar guide. This is the only way I can see you saving so much time and going through and getting everything in here. Because I mean, obviously it is possible to do so without this guide, but this will help you do it the most efficient way. So cutting out, I would say, easily hundreds of hours into this game, because this is probably one of the meatiest Legend of Zelda games. Even though I know it's not technically a Legend of Zelda game, it's super meaty. Can I have those? No? Okay, I'll get this from you in just a minute. Okay, anyway, so that is why I give this guide a 4.5 out of 5. Thank you so much, Prima Games. Thank you, Garrett Rocha. Thank you, Stephen Stratton. He's just the king of Legend of Zelda guides. So, of course, with his name on it, this was going to be spectacular. But, yes, this is a fantastic guide, and it's absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. It is absolutely beautiful. So now I'm going to go back to work on my other stellar guides. I hope you guys have a great summer and your kids aren't running around with scissors. I'll catch you next time.